This is the Anker 737 140 watts power bank, one of the best power banks in the market from one of the most reliable power bank companies in the world. I have been using a power bank by Anker for the last 3 years and it worked amazingly well. It has a battery capacity of 26,800 mAh and it can charge my Samsung phone around 4 times. It aged well and it still holds a charge as good as I remember it. When traveling on a budget airline that doesn't have an infotainment system, it's extremely useful and can guarantee to keep a phone alive for the duration of the trip without relying on airport charging stations. So I decided to upgrade and I'm not disappointed at all. The old power bank had a nice feature called IQ charging, or Power IQ. In simple terms, it can recognize the connected device and adjust the charging speed according to the device needs. Besides Power IQ, it can detect when the device you're charging is fully charged and can disconnect, preventing it from being overcharged and damaging your device battery. To charge the power bank itself, you have 2 micro USB-C ports with a combined power of 20 watts to decrease the charging time. There are 2 issues with it that I noticed from the start. 1. It uses an outdated micro USB-C port to charge, and as a result, it takes approximately 6.5 hours to charge. Yes, you heard me right, 6.5 hours. Normally, it's not a big deal. Power banks can be connected to a charger and get picked up the next day and you're ready to go. But if you forget to charge it, which I assure you will happen, the power bank becomes useless. Both these problems are solved when you get the 737 140 watt charger from Anker. There are 2 models, 737 140 watt and 737 250 watt. As you can tell from the numbers, the 250 watt is the better one, but only slightly, for almost double the price. The 250 watt can charge 2 devices for up to 140 watt for the main port and a higher combined output charge overall, and has a charging dock and pins on the bottom. The 250 watt has a slightly bigger capacity at 27,650 versus 24,000 mAh for the 140 watt version. Cool features, but unnecessary in my opinion and borderline gimmicky. This is not to say that they have absolutely no use to anyone else, but since I've been using power banks for many years, I know exactly what I want from my power bank. The 250 watt is ideal if you plan on charging 2 laptops at once, which I'm yet to find useful under any circumstances. And the charging dock, although cool, I just simply wouldn't want my power bank to be on display all the time and occupying additional space on my already crowded desk. A simple charging cable will usually do the trick. And last, it has an app support feature, which again gives you info that's mostly available on the power bank itself. These features comes at a cost of $80, bringing the total to $180, which brings me to the one at hand here, which I think is the better deal. And despite one being labeled as 250 watt power bank, they both output the same 140 watt via a single port and retails for around 100 to 110 at any given point. It solves the 2 problems that I mentioned on the older model power bank, the outdated micro USB with a single USB-C charging port, and it takes charging time from 6.5 to just 1 hour. And it uses that main USB-C port to both charge other devices and charge the power bank itself. Truly impressive. That's because it has a charging speed of up to 140 watts on both directions versus the measly 20 watts from the older generation. The design is very sleek, modern, and minimalistic. It has a small 1-inch display that tells you all sorts of information, like the output wattage for each port, temperature, number of full charges or cycles to show the battery health, and of course, the battery percentage. The screen is not only colored, but it can also rotate if you flip it upside down. It can even tell you how many minutes or hours needed for the power bank itself to charge, just like you would see on a smartphone. An overall huge leap in features versus the humble 4 LED indicators from the previous generations. I couldn't find any info on the battery type they use on this specific model, but in general, they use two types, LiFePO4 and MCN, or nickel manganese cobalt, which are both very reliable batteries. It's made out of 6 cells and can charge almost any device you can think of, including laptops, as long as they support USB-C charging. I don't have any laptops that charges above 100 watts, so I can't test the limit. Comparing it to my charging station, it seems very accurate. As mentioned earlier, it has a capacity of 24,000 mAh, which is slightly smaller than a 27,650 on its bigger brother. But it's plenty enough. It can charge a Samsung S24 4 times over, or charge my gaming laptop to 100% at least one time. I also find myself using it with my camera coupler, which only works with a smart charging device. The power bank calculates how much power is needed and delivers the needed power. Sounds simple, but if you're trying to use a normal USB port, which is capable of delivering enough power to the camera won't turn on. I absolutely love the fact that it can tell me the actual temperature of the device, and this is important for charging speed and overall health of the battery. With just a quick glance, you will know if you need to find a better spot to charge your devices. And since no product is perfect, my only complaint is the shape. Although very suitable for a backpack or suitcase, it's not very pocket friendly. Not that it doesn't fit, nor do I even care that much, but when I need to carry it on my person from time to time, I found it to be a bit uncomfortable to carry in my pocket. Overall, I'm super happy with this purchase, and having tried and tested Anker products, I predict that it will last me for years to come. It's reasonably priced with exactly the right features and no gimmicks, making it the perfect power bank. I will leave affiliate links for all the products mentioned in the video. Feel free to use them if you wish to support the channel. If you enjoyed this style of voiceover videos, consider checking my voiceover playlist. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.